Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode, whatever you want to call it, of the Comedy Workshop. This is episode 358, and no, I am not high this time. I learned my lesson the hard way last night. Anyways, thank you all for joining. I really appreciate the viewership. Anybody who hasn't seen what the Comedy Workshop is I contacted several different comedians, or myself and Kevin, my apologies, our co-producer, contacted several different comedians from all parts of the world, of all levels, of amateur, middle, headline, any status. Comedians, that's it. And we gave them a random topic to do 3 to 5 minutes on. They have about 5 to 7 days to write a topic of 3 to 5 minutes. And then after every set, we give feedback, suggestions, tags, really anything to help add to or improve the joke. And then after that, we do a cycle through, and we do the material we wanted to do. Once again, it's they do 3 to 5 minutes. I mean, give feedback, suggestions, comments, really anything add to or improve the joke. Pretty much what this is this is a place where an idea becomes a bit, becomes a set, becomes a chunk, becomes a special. And it's a really good platform. Also, it is a comedy open forum. By that, I mean, sometimes you might hear something that's a little edgy, a little controversial, maybe a little taboo, possibly even offensive. Just bear in mind, we are comics trying to find the funny. We are not trying to be offensive. We're just trying to figure out what works. Sometimes life isn't always clean. With that being said, sometimes we will for our commentary, if something is said, we might need to be called out on it. Not like, but kind of like, hey, this might be interpreted offensive, because all about constructive criticism, guys. That's all it is here. So I'm trying that. That's a new line for me. It's hoping that worked well. Anyways, let's introduce less of me and more of our panel. So here we go. So we have Victoria Blair. She used to be a regular host for us, and lovely to have her back for tonight.
Hey, guys.
Brandon Valentine, Deb, and Marco.
Hey.
And yeah, welcome everybody, and let's get this cracking with my. I'm actually really excited with my topic. I actually had ideas today. Last night at Delirium, but I'm not as ashamed of my topic. So with that being said, let's start it up. Okay, so I'm gonna get the timer ready. So my topic was actually way more fun. It was the topic of charades. So I'm going to read, because I don't remember what I write, because I write a lot. So here we go. The topic of charades. Okay, so charades was a game, or I guess is a game, but that was distributed in the early 60s. Well, they say it was a game, but I believe it was the government using propaganda in the form of a game to promote the spread of HIV. It's in the name, people. Share AIDS. Come on. Where's my tinfoil hat? But but can you imagine if that was actually true, though? Like it wasn't needles or blood transfusions or sodomy that caused HIV, but it was some monkey who really was into viruses and actouts. All right, 2 words. First word. Oh, hi. Okay, hi. Second word. IV? HIV. All right, yeah. like friends or families would only play unused versions of charades, while more irresponsible people would play it like used, like oh, a needle. Okay, I get that. That's a charades joke. Most of the population has played charades at one point or another. But I can tell you right now where it hasn't, or at least shouldn't be played, in a VFW or a Legion, because that would be incredibly insensitive. Because you need at least 2 arms to do title of a movie. You can't do that with 1 arm. I respect warbets, so I do. But not to mention that you would have to limit so many words on account of the PTSD that would trigger, movie. Charlie's Angels. Charlie's where? All right. That's references. So sometimes I also wonder if the hearing impaired view people playing charades are like posers, because sign language isn't necessarily as basic as most people would think it is. Like, for example, it's hard to do because I'm holding the mic, but like clapping, isn't this and like for the sign language, this isn't clapping. And for if you want to show applause, if you're hearing impaired, you do this, right? And like honestly, I don't know what this means to like the hearing impaired, but part of me thinks it's like pounding or rough sex. I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out the answer, but no one responded to my message. But like I can't help but wonder if the hearing impaired view people playing charades in the same way that black people view a white person rapping to Jay-Z or DMX. You better not drop the M bomb. I don't know how to sign. I said M, by the way. I won't say what it is because it's the offensive term for people with hearing impairment. But I will tell you, it's the same word as a button on your remote control. You press when you want to not have any sound. So people play charades all the time without even realizing it. Like every time you flip someone off, you're playing charades. Every time you make a sexual gesture, you're playing charades. Okay. Every time you support your government, you're definitely playing charades. No one believes that. Also, it's just a matter of time before Hollywood makes a movie about it. Because I mean, they already made a movie about Truth or Dare and Would You Rather. I'm not making this up. They literally did. So it's just a matter of time before charades becomes the next big horror movie, right? Like this October, play a game with us that ends with 2 words. First word, your. Second word, dead. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if like Jigsaw from the Saw franchise ran out of ideas and went to like just basic bitch games? It's like, would you like to play a game? Right foot on red. Hello, Mr. Davis. You spent your life breaking people down. Now, in order to live, you have to rebuild. Are you ready to play Jenga? That's all I have. That was a lot of fun.
I really like the age jokes.
Yeah.
You don't hear those a lot, but it was fun.
It's a little.
They were fun. That was good.
I really like the part in the movie theater, actually, charades in the movie theater. I like how you could make them charge extra. Like there's a lot of room to develop that even more if you wanted to, or you could just charge them extra to play charades, like in the movie theater, to make more money instead of $5 popcorn, an extra $20 play charades with the movie. And I don't know. I thought there was even more tags that could happen there, and I thought it was really funny. I liked it.
Like charades 3D.
Yeah, charades 3D. That's interactive charades 3D.
Thank you.
I like the clapping. That was the,
that was
it was like the rough sex. I'm like, smack her ass. I was just trying to think of different things that could be. I like that.
I don't know what that means. I literally put a post because I want to know what, like, because I know this is supposed to be clapping, but like, what is this to a hearing impaired person? That's why I was trying
probably
to
like a seal or something, or maybe it is like an ass clap.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna slap that ass. I think is what it is.
But what'd you guys think of my premise? Because I thought it was a funny concept of like the like how people view people playing charades that aren't like familiar with sign language. So it's like that's not accurate at all. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, I think I think that's pretty good. I think maybe a couple of examples where you meant something and it was actually completely different. That could even make it even more hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. Like I wanted to, but I didn't know any. Like I don't want to be as. I want to be as least ignorant as possible. You know what I mean? Like it's different being ironic, but like I want to be able to like actually know the science before I just make stuff up.
I'm not convinced. I think maybe the more nonsensical it is, like you just know it's outlandish, and there's more room to play.
Right. Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Fair enough.
It's hard to ask people because I think it's tough when you start asking questions like that. People think you're trying to make fun of it in a way, and it's like, no, actually, I'm just trying to understand it better.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people don't realize a lot of times with comedians. Sometimes we actually want to understand things better, so we're not being offensive while we're making fun of it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and it wasn't. Yeah, like I'm not trying to make. I'm not making. That's why I said hearing impaired for a reason. I mean, I'm not making fun of that. I'm making fun of the concept of like how it must be viewed. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I made the whole white people doing rap, the CMS.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. I love the premise. I love it. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I was thinking that if you kind of make it more relatable, because people usually do it in like, extended family scenarios, and how across generations, people have a different concept of, how gestures work, or cross-culturally as well. So extend that the way that you took it between hearing impaired and otherwise, to also extend it to cross culture and across generations. How you can just not get the point,
right?
Because you have different concepts.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh yeah, right. Different. Yeah, like how like different dialects, right? So like in one place, this could mean one thing. And then, I love that.
Yeah, and I felt that would be relatable, because those are very common scenarios that people play charades in.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. I might actually do this live one day. I actually like the concept of it. Thank you, everybody, for the feedback. If there isn't any more, I will bring up the next comedian. Okay, wonderful. So the next comic, a former host of the Comedy Workshop. She is now she's still Victoria Blair, but I think she's doing school stuff or something. I don't know. Whatever, Victoria.
That's such a great introduction. She's doing something.
Well, she is. I'm just upset you left, but like I understand why. Okay.
I'll come back. Don't mind the mess behind me. This is in my room, so.
I'm not in my room. But Winnie the Pooh, whenever you're with Winnie the Pooh, I'm really excited to hear what she's got to say. Whenever you're ready, let me know.
All right. So Winnie the Pooh, he really got roasted by Christopher when he got named, huh? Like, Pooh is capitalized like Catherine the Great or William the Terrible. Winnie the Pooh. Immortalized by his ability to be absolute shit at everything he does. I don't know when was the last time you saw Winnie the Pooh, but he kind of doesn't have his shit together at all, which makes me like him more. He's always hungry, but somehow always out of food, and that really resonates with me. He doesn't wear pants, and I hate pants. So this goes with my values, right? Because I grew up in a naked household. It was just me, my mom, and my grandma just airing it out. No men. It was great. But also very tragic for me, because I can now see into the future. I know what I'll look like at 40 and 80 years old. It's like that Klimt painting, The 3 Ages of Decay or whatever. The other day I was looking at myself in the mirror and I thought, like, wow, that is definitely my mother's ass. Some things you weren't meant to know, We were a naked family, but we were not a firm family, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I relate to Winnie because of the no pants thing, but I hate the shirt. Of all people, a bear in a shirt. It's unnatural. It's like a Canadian. If a Canadian was pouring corn syrup over his pancakes. Like, just move to the US if you don't like it here. No one's forcing you to be here. And I'm not sure I'm comfortable with the shirt and the no pants Louis C.K. thing he's got going on. Like, I feel we could all be a little more comfortable if he wore jeans. And if not jeans, then at least sweatpants. And he doesn't have to wear them all the time, just like when he's around kids, Apparently, Winnie the Pooh is banned from China because their prime minister looks like him, or the other way around. Anyways, everyone was laughing at the prime minister and saying he doesn't have a penis. And the prime minister didn't like it, even though everyone assured him that they weren't laughing at him. They were laughing with him. Anyways, long story short, the images of Winnie the Pooh are now banned in China unless he has a huge throbbing erection. That is all I have on Winnie the Pooh. I talked a lot about his downstairs area. I'm sorry.
I love how you closed on a huge throbbing erection. talking about Winnie the Pooh, the most like fucking child cartoonish.
You have to close on
shame
something.
on you.
You have to close on something solid, right?
Oh, it's I mean, nothing
nice.
more solid than a fucking giant rock hard erection. We're talking about like okay, so you're talking about like I can't think of the examples, but like Alexander the Terrible, whatever. I have the terrible. I put down Winnie the Pooh the Turd, rather than the third. That was just me being me.
That's good.
I also wrote down like Winnie the Pooh is like it's like the dad you're embarrassed having friends over because he doesn't wear pants, kind of thing. Like, fuck. Can you put pants on, Pooh? I put Winnie the Pooh with self-esteem issues. Wait, Winnie the Pooh with self-esteem issues, but only above the waist. Like, it's just, he's proud of what he's got down there, but you know.
He loves his thighs.
Smokey on the other. Yeah. But Smokey the Bear, who wears pants but no shirt, I think that's a weird kind of.
Does he?
Yeah, Smokey the Bear, he has no shirt, but he wears jeans. But Winnie the Pooh doesn't wear fucking pants, but he wears a shirt. So maybe twisting around with that, but yeah, good stuff. Again, the feedback. Does anybody else hear that? Is it just me?
Yeah, I can hear it too.
I can hear it too.
There's a lot of noise somewhere.
Somewhere.
Okay. All right. Just making sure I'm not going crazy. Yeah, that's all I got for feedback. Good stuff. Anybody else?
Thank you.
Great topic. Like Winnie the Pooh is a great topic. I thought like you're totally describing like a student in their like late 20s or early 30s. Like you're describing like half the friends I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it rung true with me. I also like the fact that you could recognize your grandmother's ass or something, or your grandfather's mole. I thought those ideas were like pretty funny as well. And yeah, they made me smile.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought you could draw a parallel with like a real life person and let's say like a Trump or somebody and go, they're so clueless all the time. If they dress like Winnie the Pooh, they'll fit right in. They could kind of, have a club of their own of clueless people dressing up that way or whatever like that. Yeah.
No, I love it. I like the, yeah. Like you said, the comparisons, see growing up in a naked household where you could see the comparisons of what you're gonna look like in a few years, and then and at 40 and at 80, and then being able to see your mom's ass in the mirror. I mean, yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
Thank you.
Nope. Definitely relatable, I'm sure.
Do you have your mother's ass?
No.
Well, see, we're all going to be
don't.
It's relatable, yeah.
I don't know if it's. I don't know. I want to keep it that way. I have my mom. I think I have her thyroid though, but that's a different story.
Well.
The hilarious thyroid.
Well, we both have anxiety. That's all I know. Good job. I'm just gonna try something. Don't please don't be offended. I'm just trying to see trying to find out where it's coming from. So, where is that noise? Just so I can have a set.
What does it sound like?
It sounds like someone's TV's on in the background. That's what it sounds like.
I'm betting what it is because I had to use my computer downstairs, and you could probably hear my kid in the background.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So,
because my kid's got a couple of friends over.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, there's a party going on at your house.
Basically, it's not really a party. They're playing some Scooby-Doo game. I don't know.
Oh, nice. Zoinks. Okay, so Brandon, if it's cool with you, like, you're next. But like for after, if
I've been muting myself when I'm not.
Have you?
On.
Oh shit! Never mind that. You got this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, because I was worried about that. So the only time I've been unmuting myself is like in between sets when we were talking.
Right. So. Okay, then my bad. Is that a cat? Sorry. Good.
It is.
Thank you. And I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to be considerate. Thank you so much, Brandon, for being.
Oh yeah.
So cool. I assure you guys, I don't like confrontation. Okay, so with that being said, Brandon, the topic of was it ghost stories, right?
Yes.
All right. Whenever you're ready, you let me know, and we'll put the timer on.
All right, let's go. So ghost stories they're different now. You're trying to tell kids ghost stories now, and it just doesn't fit the same as it does when we were kids. You tell the kids, you start talking about, we used to, you drive up to Lookout Point, and they look at what's Lookout Point. where you drive up to go make out. Well, why would you go out in the woods to make out? That just seems weird. The reception has to be horrible. That's the whole point, people. So, I mean, you try and tell the stories and they're not getting it, and it's just, it's different. And then the things that scared us don't scare them anymore. The one thing that scare them, you try telling them a scary story. It's like the power's out, your phone's at 1%. Then they start freaking out. Then they start looking at you, go, well, I can go out to the car and charge it, right? It's like, shut up, you're ruining my story, kid. Jeez, knock it off. Then it is just different. You look at horror movies now, and I mean horror movies compared to when we were younger, they're just different. There's a lot less blood and gore and everything else, and a lot of things just don't scare kids now. You start talking about them like, yeah, we're gonna go to this haunted house and check it out, and they're like, you mean like Friday Night at Freddy's? Like, that's it, I give up. I'm telling you guys this stuff. I mean, it is. It's different. Kids are afraid of the same things we were. Kids don't go camping anymore. You try going camping, that scares the kid, not the rest of the ghost stories that you saw about the campfire. It's just the fact of going out into the woods where the phone's not going to work. They're like, wait, you mean in the woods where there's no reception? How am I going to check my phone? You're not. That's the point. Read a book. You mean that's not on my phone? Yeah, like a real paper book. They still make those? Yeah, I got shelves of them, kid. Take one. But yeah, no, they are different now. I mean, ghost stories are different. They just don't see the same things we do. If they see something, they just think it's a hologram. I mean, they've got Tupac still does concerts and he's dead. I mean, they're just not afraid of the same things that we were. Yeah, that's all I got.
Oh, man. That was short, but very sweet. I wrote a few things. First of all, this is legit. Ghost stories shouldn't be able to be read on an app. There's like a while on your phone where it's like, oh, this call is like they're trying to download this app. Like, what bothered me was, and please, if you want to use this, but I was reading this whole scary thing of oh, you should what do I do? There's a man inside the house. I'm like, the amount of fucking time it took you to text that, you probably could have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could have ran.
Yeah, I love the woods thing. I love the power out thing. I feel like you can make a reference about like what's horror for you for the kid. So I don't know how to phrase this, but basically how you said for kids this is scary, but for you this is scary for different reasons now. Like the call is coming from inside the house because literally it is. You know what I mean? The whole cell phone thing, I think that's a possible thing to play around with. I put down in the woods I can we have to rely on such things as a compass. Oh, I got an app for that. Fuck, no, you can't. And then I wrote down kids aren't afraid of ghost stories, they're more afraid of ghosting stories.
All right, yeah.
That's a good one. I didn't think about that. That is a good one.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm glad I can contribute something because I was I'm running out of steam right now. But yeah, pretty good stuff, man. And that's all I got. Anybody else?
I really loved it. You're like, why would you go in the woods, to make out? That was really funny because it is kind of creepy when you think about it.
Because we had to go somewhere to get away from our parents. I mean, come on.
No, I get it, but it's just so funny. And then the books on the phone, I thought you could maybe add it in there, or maybe go on a tangent of there's infinite books on the phone, but then back in the day, you just had to pick a book, and if you didn't like it, you kept reading because maybe it was going to turn around. You can just pick
maybe it's going to get better.
Yeah, exactly. You had to stick it out, and then. The haunted house is not scary for kids these days either because they'll never get a house, right?
That's the scary part. The mortgage.
And then I wrote down also maybe they're scared of posting something that doesn't get any likes.
Oh yeah,
that's good.
That is another good one.
That was excellent. That was really good.
Oh, thank you.
I liked your take on the whole thing. I liked your angle about how modern kids and ghost stories. One of the notes that I made is ask a kid to walk somewhere instead of giving them a lift. That's a ghost story for them, right? Because all kids get lifts now. I walked everywhere. I took the bus. I took a bike. But these days, all kids get lifts everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I should have gone on to that one. That would have been good.
Yeah, I like the kids not being scared of ghosts, and I was thinking, just following on from the why would they go to the woods angle, if their mobile was out of charge and they had to go to a haunted house, and that's the only way they could charge their phones, they'd gladly go there and hang out with the ghosts, and they'd go like, let's connect with the ghosts because that's how they interact anyways, and yeah, they wouldn't be scared. They're like, yeah, let's hang out, let's connect, and we'll hang out on the phones once we charge them.
I can totally see that of like, usually it's like you stay in the haunted house one night, you get $1 million, but then it's like, I have to stay until my phone is completely charged,
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd say anyway. Yeah.
To play off of that, I just thought of a really interesting concept. So how they say like spirits are negative energy. They could be like, but I can still use it to charge, right? Like I can still charge my phone. Like negative energy, like
still energy.
Any energy.
Charge, will negative energy charge my phone? Only halfway. Ooh. So I didn't interrupt. I had to play that off. Anybody have more feedback, or is this be good?
No, it was great. That was awesome.
All right.
Good job.
We're shy on the comments right now, which is fine. Facebook, it's fine. You can't always get the feedback from the peoples, so it's all good. All right, good job again, Brandon. So now we have Deb, and I believe you said your topic was vegetarian meals.
Yeah.
All right. Whenever you're ready, let me know. We'll put the timer on.
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
So I think vegetarian meals are a really good idea. It's like not just for the animals and the environment, but it comes with extra fibers, and we all need that sometimes. But the real justice to vegetarian meals, I think nobody does it better than cows. They're just designed for those extra fibers. Like when you bring up already eaten food so that you can enjoy it all over again, that's like next level. So we humans are not designed for that kind of fiber. We instead have like canine teeth that we don't know what to do with. And we have complex brains that make us feel guilty if animal ends up on our plates somehow. So all hail tofu. We discovered tofu, and tofu is real special. Not in the way that you want to bring it up and eat it all over again. Not that way, but the special thing about tofu is it has no personality, like no taste, no smell, no nothing. So it can stand in for anything. You can pretend it's a chicken, fish, steak, whatever, and it'll do its job. But let's be frank, that's a lot of responsibility on one little tofu, and tofu can't be everywhere all the time. For example, if a vegetarian person walks into McDonald's, they're a bit lost. They're like, can I have the cheeseburger with no meat? And that's just like the buns with ketchup. Thank goodness for the French fries that come with that meal. And French fries, the thing about French fries is they only shine when there is a higher order something on the plate along with them. So when they're placed with that bun, so with the ketchup, they're like, guys, today we are just accompanying each other. Disregard the bun and the ketchup. Remember, we are better than sweet potato fries. We are proud of our work. Let's hang together. We can do this. And sorry, I lost my track. Let me have a look at my notes. So, in the bucket of fries, there could be a couple of chips that's a bit slow, and they're like, what's going on? Where is the meat? And the smart ones would be like, humans, they sometimes feel a bit of, guilty if they kill animals to eat. And the chips would go, like, what are they talking about? They're killing off the planet and worrying about the chicken. You know what? Next thing you know, they'll want to save us potatoes. Well, that might as well just happen by the looks of things. That's all I got. Thanks.
Oh, good stuff. I didn't write too much, but I got some things. I wrote down. Yeah. I don't know why, but I wrote down vegan cows because I just think that's a funny concept. Like cows that are like vegan. I think maybe you can stretch that. Okay, But tofu, no personality. I feel like there's an opportunity for a joke there. Like this is.
I wrote the same thing. Tofu,
yeah, like no personality, like a hot girl with blank, like 1,000, like 10,000 followers. You know what I mean? Something like something
or
basic.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to like kind of go what kind talk about tofu, you can kind of play off the naive role. Like, what animal is tofu from? You know what I mean? Like, because it's not, but that's and he said burger with no meat, and I'm like, isn't that fast food?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all I can think of. So yeah, good stuff.
Cool, thanks.
I agree with a lot of what you said. It was the vegan where you talk about the tofu and how it can really be whatever you want it to be. It's so true. I mean, I know so many people that are like, you don't like tofu, just add more spices to it. And I'm like, but it's still tofu. So yeah. No, I love that. That was awesome.
Yeah, since I hate tofu, I had to bring it in. Yeah.
I'd also zero it into the tofu. I thought it could be like all the people or some of the people or if it's a spicy tofu, or maybe you could. Different types of tofu might be people with different levels of zest, or if anyone has any zest when compared to tofu. I don't know, but I definitely like the reference. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll work on that.
I really love when you said we all need fibers. I don't know why. I thought that was really like educational and funny. You can pretend tofu is anything. That was really good. And you were talking about the cow eating stuff twice. I thought that you could maybe talk about like, what would you eat twice? If you could eat something twice, what would it be? And maybe you can add that in there.
Yeah.
Like you could be like, it's definitely not going to be salad or grass
or tofu.
Wait until that cow tries mango. She's going to eat it 4 times or like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're resting their skill on grass. They could do that with interesting food. Yeah.
Now
I'm just picturing like a cow putting spices on the grass. Like, this needs more. This needs more
hooves.
Yeah, I don't know. Just a visual of a cow using spices on the grass. Also, with your tofu, back to the tofu thing, it's like I feel like this opportunity also like tofu, like has no personality. Like you kind of think like what's a bland band? I don't mean this, but I'm just going to say Nickelback. Like, it's like tofu's like the Nickelback of blah blah blah. Like you can
Coldplay.
Coldplay, it's like Coldplay. You can add like a few. You can add a few chords maybe, but it's still Coldplay. You know what I mean? Like just there's so much opportunity for like person, band, like anything pop culture. There's so much you can do with that.
Yeah.
Just roast someone,
Yeah, that everybody can get along with. Like not just like someone that's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Cool. Thank you.
Good first time. I love it. Okay. And we have Marco with the topic of chivalry, which is very fitting because he waited to go to the end because he's very polite like that. Oh,
there you go. Nice.
How's that for an intro, Victoria? Huh? Better than what I gave you, right?
That was good.
Nice.
That was good.
That was good.
Whenever you're ready, let me know.
Sure. So, chivalry. For those that are from foreign lands, traditionally, that's when you hold a door open for a woman or maybe pay for her dinner or actively listen while she's speaking. But anyway, chivalry is not dead. Why, just yesterday I was reading that after the male cricket and the female cricket, after they get married, well, on their honeymoon, the male will bring his beloved to the beach and invite her inside a clamshell. There, after much coaxing and flattery, he will release his love juice inside his new bride. Then, with his own body, he will protect his jism-filled girlfriend from other extremely horny crickets. 9 months later, after the morning sickness passes, and after the cricket gives birth, the male cricket takes on his greatest responsibility as he tries to secure a low-interest mortgage. And it doesn't stop with crickets. Have you ever seen the mating ritual of 2 dogs eating spaghetti? They start to eat from separate strands of the spaghetti until their mouths meet and they start French kissing. The point is, the female ate most of that strand of spaghetti and the last meatball. And that's chivalry. As for my wife and me, how does chivalry apply in our own lives, you ask? Well, I'm the kind of guy that if I get completely drunk and maybe piss a little bit on the toilet seat, well, the next day when I wake up, if I walk into the bathroom and it still looks like Big Bird's bladder exploded, well, I just assume that I'm the one at fault and I clean it up. And in some way, that's chivalry. That's what I got for chivalry.
Good stuff. I wrote a couple things. I love your actively listen punch, like your rule of 3, and then boom. I thought that was hilarious. The low interest mortgage for crickets. I don't know why. I thought you were going to the direction of the praying mantis, but you didn't. So because they killed their, but I guess it's a different.
It's the same face.
The mantis is like isn't the mantis the female insect?
Yeah, I think the female eats the male after cop. That's right.
Yeah. Also, you said dogs are like, you pretty much said dogs are chivalry. I feel like dogs are like the last thing you would think for chivalry. Like, see how they hump your leg and there's a position named after them where you can't look at, you're not allowed to look at the person. You have to turn the other way.
No eye contact. Yeah.
That's exactly.
That's good.
But yeah, it was awesome. That's all I got.
I thought for sure you were going to talk about incels and stuff. I don't know. No.
Nah.
You don't like political stuff,
Nah,
right?
I don't do anything. Nah.
That's all right.
I'm not political guy.
That was excellent. I don't really have any criticism. It was just, I don't know how I could say it. It was good. It was really good.
I'll take the excellent.
She's so chivalrous.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I like the punchline, that you actually listen. Yeah, that one really stuck out to me, but the rest of it was really good. I liked it.
Gracias.
Yeah, I liked it. I was just thinking for chivalry again, how the expectations of women have changed. So when you said active listening, I was thinking along those lines. And you could carry on that. So, if somebody holds the door open, the women could go, what are you doing? Just move along. So it's confusing to know what to do anymore for chivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking along those lines. Yeah.
That's a really good
Thank
point.
you.
That's a funny concept. Because chivalry before before the Me Too, you know what I mean? Like way before, like it was polite. Now it's like, well, you see, I can't have my own door. I can't do this, like because
That's funny. You could even put it further, where it's like when she tells you to fuck off, I stay chivalrous. Like what's the etiquette? When she's like, I can open my own door. Like, okay.
Yeah. And you can play up the confusion,
Yeah, I know you can open your own door, and I'm listening.
Yeah.
Your
That's
opinion is important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm thinking of Alexa now. I'm being chivalrous. No one ever says please to her. They just fucking demand her. I don't like that.
You don't
Alexa,
like that?
This. No, no one says please to Alexa. It's just like, Alexa, do this. Like, it's so rude.
You're projecting, man. She doesn't care.
If I had a machine that did things for me, I would still say thank you, Alexa. You know what I mean? I don't know. I like to be polite to machines too. What can I say? Okay, good stuff again on the feedback and the set. What we're going to do now is we are going to do a quick little break, and then we'll come back with our material we wanted to do, as I call it, the dealer's choice round. So I'm just going to show a quick ad here for our shows we run on Monday called Turbo. It is going to show up right about now.
This is The Workshop, and welcome to Turbo Comedy, where 8 comedians from The Workshop compete to see who can write the best short set in a short time. We then vote to send our favorite comedian to the final round. Comedians will have to work quickly to put together comedy bits, as each comedian only has 1 hour to write about a randomly assigned topic. They then have to perform their 3-minute set for the group. Once everyone's performed, we'll all vote online for our favorite comic. At the end of the tournament, we'll crown a winner, and whoever has the most votes will win a whopping $20. Get ready, it's time for Turbo Comedy.
And that is a beautiful done video by Jester. Turbo Comedy is this coming Monday in season 2. Victoria did Turbo. It was a good time.
It was really fun. I really loved my group.
Yeah, you had a really good group, and the next group's good too. I'm just I'm like that mom. Like, don't make me pick my favorite kids. You know what I mean? They're all good. But I guess I have a bit more bias because I know you guys more, so I'm like kind of like.
We all know who your favorite group is. You don't have to say it.
Okay, good. It's long enough to say it. All right, I can't wait till you get that.
Yeah.
All right, so that was chivalrous of me. All right, so this is the dealer's choice. Let me take the charades part down. This is the dealer's choice set. I didn't write in a long time. I haven't written other than the new materials part, so I'm just rummaging through all my old stuff. And this is one of my older jokes. And here we go. Okay, so a few years ago, I decided that maybe I should get tested, and sure enough, I caught depression. I know I should have worn a condom, right? But I got tested for depression, and was relieved to know that I passed with flying shades of gray. I got an A+ and living negatively. I shouldn't brag about passing a depression test though, because it's not really that hard at all. All you have to do is fail in life, or copy off the guy hanging next to you.
That's really good.
Thank you. This is gonna get really dark. Some people don't realize that many comedians suffer from depression. A lot of comics will say that comedy is a form of therapy, and that therapy is shock therapy. So this is a true story. I don't tell us joke this often, but several years ago, I wanted to be a comedian so bad that I volunteered for a comedy festival. I won't say which one. I'll just say it was in Winnipeg. Now, I thought that this would be a great idea because I remember constantly hearing that volunteering is one of the best things you can do for your mental health. Not for me, though. It was one of the worst experiences of my life because when you're a comedian volunteering for a comedy festival, that's like the equivalent of having a crush on someone for several years. So you build enough courage to ask them out. So you send her a submission video asking her out. And then she turns you down politely, though, through email, but still wants to be friends, which is strange because that's the first time we spoke. And I tried to be a good friend, though. I supported everything she did. I ran errands for her. I babysat for her. Meanwhile, 40 friends and complete strangers asked the same person out and get in their pants on the first night at the same time and ask you to film it when you're done bringing them sandwiches and refreshments. And and you do because you want the comedy festival to be happy and you value their friendship. But on the inside, fucking shock therapy is all. That's like an inside joke for comics specifically. Dating is hard. I haven't gone through this material in a long time. I'm just reading it. Dating is hard when you have depression and a questionable past. Like some women like to label me as a red flag, which also offends me because a red flag usually refers to something threatening or dangerous. Like those Little Minds and Minesweeper or Baghdad. Like I'm neither of those. Like I'm a 35-year-old man living in someone's basement / laundry room. If anything, I'm a white flag because it's clear I surrendered having hope a long time ago. Another thing women like to refer to me is as a hot mess, which is far too generous. I would have respectfully declined that promotion. Like a hot mess sounds like someone who's got demons, but they're also a demon in the sack, right? Like I am nowhere near that confident. Like I'm more like a lukewarm mess. Like I got demons. That part is evident, but the closest thing I have to a love life is like naming my pillows. Like good night, tear stains. Good night, other stains. Man, but my use your imagination on that one. But my demons are dicks though. Like especially Roy, like such a drama queen. I actually do a pretty bang on impression of him. So this is a quick impression of this. This is my inner demon, Roy. During an exorcism. Here we go. This is Roy during an exorcism. Okay. The power of Christ compels you, demon. I know when I'm not wanted. Well, I mean, you don't have to leave right away. No, I don't want a word of my welcome. such a dick. I think it's fitting that I'm doing this next joke right after I did my my previous one. But anyways, so lately I've been trying to live a more balanced life, though. Like just the other day, I helped an elderly woman across the street. Then I stole her purse. I'm glad some thought that was funny because my grandma's still not talking to me. Partially because she's deaf, but mostly because she's dead. You needn't worry. I won't be doing any jokes about the hearing impaired because I don't want to receive any death threats. I know. I know. I didn't know I was going to do the charades joke before that, and then I'm just reading and like, oh shit, this is coming up. Yeah, I think I'll stop there. Okay. Anybody has any comments, criticisms?
That was really good.
Again, anything?
I love when you're like, I won't say what festival it is, but I'll just say it's in Winnipeg. I love that. And you were saying that like you were looking at all the comics and you were thinking that's what I was thinking. You should say like I could have done that, you know?
Right.
What are they doing that's so special? I could go up and make those jokes, or like, you know, those are ripped from the internet or something. And I love the other stains that killed me because I don't know. And your demon could even say, "Do you guys hate me? I feel like you guys hate me."
Oh, I want to stretch that so much, but I don't know, like, because there's so much potential that I know there is, but just I have to like literally like dissect what the depressed people say.
But
thank you.
That's it. Everything else was really solid.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I agree with the demon. You need to expand more on the demon. I like that.
I appreciate that. It's a misdirect. I love that because they look like demon, like, but like just like the saddest fucking demon.
Yeah. And I like that a lot. A lot of your jokes are misdirects, and that's what I've always liked. I love jokes where you think you know what road you're going on, and then the comedian's like, "No, fuck you, we're going over here," and that's what I love about it, because it's like, wait, what? It makes the audience like pay attention all of a sudden. Yeah. They're like, wait, what did he say? And you think like it makes you think about it in a different way. I like that.
I appreciate that. I don't like being obvious all the time, or most of the time, I should say, but every now and then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like the image. Copy the guy hanging next to you. I thought that was very clever. Yeah. That made me smile a lot. And when you were talking about the white flag, I thought that was funny too. I thought somehow you should tie in a black flag. A black flag is a good image, and that needs to be a tag. I was thinking a black flag in there somehow. Yeah. Okay.
I was just trying to think of like I was trying to think of like flag types of flag. I know there's half mast, but I don't want to go into all that whole thing. But black flag, what does that represent?
It represents bad things. I'm not sure what, but it represents bad things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking. I actually liked. I liked a lot of it. The misdirects are really good. The couple that I kind of thought I should note down was the red flag and the hot mess. You can convert them, like, interpret them as compliments. So red flag is better than thinking nothing.
Right.
So yeah, and hot mess is at least they think I'm hot. That kind of an angle. Mm-hmm. And then if those are your good attributes, you can let your demons know and your volunteering opportunities know that look, I've got these good things going for me to sort of impress them. Yeah, I was thinking about a couple of those things.
Thank you. Yeah, that is great. Sorry, I'm trying to I'm not I'm paying attention, but I'm literally putting this on social media while I'm listening. So I'm literally producing and promoting. It's just hard, guys. So thank you so much for the feedback. I'm just writing down black flag and compliments. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's go to Victoria, who I'm excited to hear. Just got
Hey.
trying a story format, so I'm excited to see
Yeah.
how that.
I'm really sorry. Like, I don't know how to write storytelling stand-up, so I tried
I
it,
apologize.
and you can cut me off when I hit 5 minutes. I have a feeling I'm just gonna drone on, so I don't know.
I won't cut you off, but I'll go like this. I don't want to
Hold on to your hats. All right. So in my early 20s, my mom's friend gave us this old red pickup truck. And I say gave because apparently he didn't know how to throw out a pickup. It was garbage. Like, how do you throw out a pickup? It's kind of like regifting, but with garbage. And I guess that's what recycling is. Anyways, my mom already had a car, so she didn't need it. So I got to drive it. And this car's windows wouldn't roll up. Not because it was automatic, but because you had to physically pull them up. And that's okay, though, because it smelled like wet dog, so you really didn't want to pull up the windows. And the key was only used to open the door. If you wanted to turn it on, you had to use a screwdriver, right? And the car would turn off randomly, and then you would have to push it downhill to start it again. And it was mine. It was my car. It was great. I didn't have a driver's license, but we lived in a town of 1,000 people, so the cops didn't care. I think that the entire town could have fit inside one Costco, and the cops didn't care that I didn't have a license because they didn't need anyone to identify themselves. They knew everyone by name. There was no signalization in that town either, except for that one stop sign. So I got to drive around the red pickup everywhere. And sometimes the cops would stop me and they would give me a pamphlet on how to get a driver's license and then tell me to have a nice day. And I felt like an adult. It was great. One day, my mom and I decided to drive around town, and we got into a discussion about philosophy or something, and we ended up going in the forest. We didn't know where we were going. It was just one of those times where, like, we weren't fighting, so we just wanted to spend time together. We went left and right and up and down, and then the car stopped. At the bottom of a downward slope in front of an upward slope, so we couldn't push it, and it was in a big mud puddle, and the engine was dead. The sun was coming down. That's all right, though. It was summer, so it was kind of an ideal situation because even though we didn't know where we were and we didn't have a way to get back to town, we just had gone grocery shopping, so we had food, and we had a dull knife because I like knives, and I don't know how to sharpen them. So I know that in cases like these, you're supposed to stay put, but we decided to walk because we had seen a few cabins not too far away. And we thought if we hurried, we could retrace our steps before the sun went down. And maybe I could do a little knife action on the door and we'd be sleeping in beds. Tomorrow, we'd have an awesome story. So we go off. The sun goes down a lot faster than we anticipated. And we got lost. Like scary lost. Alone in the night in the woods lost. There's bears in those woods lost. There's no signal on my phone lost. I can't even live tweet this lost. And then it dawns on me that we're actually missing. And I don't know if you've ever gone missing, but you quickly start to think about your routine. You know, it would be a great idea to have a routine. Like if, let's say I'd gone to the gym every day, my gym buddies would have been like, something's wrong. Victoria never misses leg day, but that's not going to happen. There is no regularity to my life. I like to take long walks in the middle of nowhere without telling anyone where I'm going. When people knock on my door, sometimes I pretend I'm not home. So, and my mom and I have recently broke up with our on again, off again boyfriends, so no one is looking for us. So the sun goes down, we make a little shelter with branches, we make a fire because we're nervous and we want to eat some comfort food. And this is our life now, I guess. And things could be worse. At least we have a fire to stare at. And there's no clouds, so there's a lot of clouds. So the moon and the stars are a no-show. and the darkness around us is the same that you see in documentaries at the bottom of the sea. It's the unknown. It's scary. It swallows everything. That must be what the dog feels like when it looks at the vacuum cleaner, you know? And I'm looking into the darkness and I see an orange glow. And it looks like someone just opened up a huge treasure chest. And the glow becomes bigger and more focused, and it's headlights, and someone is here. And the feeling of relief we both felt was so violent that we both started crying. We ran into the road, flapping our arms. We couldn't see the driver because it was too dark, but he said, "Hey, you girls need a ride?" And we didn't get the joke at all. We were like, "Yes, we're lost. We need help. Take us home." And the guy laughs at us because like his joke was even funnier now that we were playing along. And apparently there was a search and rescue mission going on for us. Oh, everyone was looking for us. The neighbors, the friends, the rangers. Someone was looking for us in a helicopter. Right? We got into the car and there's blankets there for us and snacks and the best juice box that I ever drank. And there was chewy bars, which they're the healthy kind. So my mom and I just passed. Like mixed nuts, no thanks, gross. We're not on a diet. We just got rescued. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have on this story. Thank you.
That's like a really good story.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, like one thing about storytelling is not all of it. It doesn't have to be funny the whole time. It has to be either engaging or funny. You know what I mean? So if you have the engaging element, like I don't care if I'm laughing or not, I'm invested. So, but I did write. I wrote a shitload of notes.
Thank you.
Oh, Victoria, of course. I like to contribute as much as I can. If I can think of stuff, I will write it. If it's good or not, I can't say it, but I'll write it anyways. So I'm still kind of, for me, storytelling. I try to do for like every 2 sentences have a joke or something. If it's not going to be engaging, like just so for example, you said gave us. Oh, talk about gave us in the same way that I can't remember writing. Hang on, sorry. Gave us the same way.
I was looking at it the same way.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what I see why. Okay. So how the windows wouldn't roll up. I feel like there's a joke. Like there's a joke there. So for gave us in the same way. Sorry. Right. Let me kind of reset. Okay. So gave us in the same way. In term and like blank, the same way as blank. Like there's a joke there. The same way as I or this or some sort of like opportunity for a joke there, right? What the windows wouldn't roll up. Not because he was hotboxing, you know what I mean? Like just something there. Like just it doesn't have to be like it doesn't have to be a bang, but you know, just kind of like a ha ha, like just to keep the attention going. Like for me, I mean, everybody's different, so I'm just telling you what I would do. I like Brandon. You don't. I'm just gonna mute for a moment just so I can. Yeah, sorry. Because I'm like fucking thrown off on my own talking. So have to use I love that you had to use a screwdriver to like set it. Like so the joke I was trying to think. I don't know how to phrase it properly, but the how I want to say it is like you have to use a screwdriver to like get in the vehicle. So it's almost like your mom's boyfriend. The reason why they gave it to you because it was fucking stolen. Like so you have to like steal it again. I feel like there's a funny concept there. Like a visual of like, you know, having to like do illegal things to drive this thing that was given to you legally or whatever. You talking about cops in a small town or there's like, I feel like there's a joke there. Like for example, like what would like the show cops be if we're in a small town, like just fucking 2 houses all the time. You know what I mean? Like something there. Like there's always so much you can pull off that. When you said pulling, you didn't say it precise like this, but that's you said being pulled over makes you feel like an adult. I think that's a funny line. Like, because you're saying like they give you a brochure, like that's just fucking funny to me. Like, I just pictured you committing crimes just so you can feel like an adult. Like, I got sent to the drunk tank. I feel like an adult. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot you can work on with that. The engine was dead, like blank. You know what I mean? Like, just a little I can't obviously think of all jokes, but like just opportunities for jokes, like
Yeah.
in certain words. Like, and then you said, I like knives. There's definitely something there to add to, because that's a weird thing to say out of like, I like knives. Like, okay, but not in like a serial killer way. You know what I mean? Like, and then you said knife action, like 2 sentences after that. Once again, there's an opportunity for a joke, because I'm picturing you like having a knife fight with a bear or something. And then you said lost, and I'm pretty sure, like, I feel like this is an opportunity for you to go like on a list of like exaggerated or like just like, you know, ridiculous things. So for example, I put down like lost. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw a milk carton with my picture on it lost. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so like I feel like you have like, you just like kind of like go on that like 3 or 4 examples of like, you know, like a list type of joke. And then you said like you're sleepwalking. Oh, sorry, you disappear without telling anybody. So my joke was like you sleepwalk while you're awake. You know what I mean? Like you just do your own thing without. So sleepwalking while awake. And then you talk about the fire, watching the fire, and I put down fire and chill, because I know it's your mom, but just you kind of make that reference to some sort of editor thing, because like it's original Netflix and chill. And then this is where I got weird with it. You're waving your arms, and like then you're like, oh, you're flapping your arms because you were in the woods for a week and now you think you're birds, or you know, it's dumb. I know what I just said was dumb, but it's something to like add. You know what I mean? If it's not, it doesn't always have to have jokes, in my opinion. You know, but like if it's engaging, you don't need jokes. But if you want to like, you know, get their attention every 2-3 sentences, just throw a quip, just get a little bit of a laugh. And yeah, that's all I had. But it's a really amazing story, and yeah, definitely something you should totally keep on working on. But that's all I got. Sorry for the mute there, Brandon. I was kind of concentrating.
No, it's fine. They got a little louder, so I get it. I agree with most of what Scott said. I thought that was great. It was a great story. It has a lot. There's a lot of meat there, and I think you can do a lot with it. While you're describing the truck, though, I'm pretty sure that you have my old truck. But because I had a truck that sounds exactly like, it was an old 59 Ford. That was my first truck. So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of meat there. I loved it. Working it out, like Scott said, I'd put a few more punches in there somewhere, because the punches keeps the audience, you know, listening. But right. I mean, there was a lot, like I said, there's a lot of meat there. Yeah, and I think it's got a lot of potential.
Thank you.
I like it. And don't ever apologize. Just do your thing. You do a great job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Amen. Marco?
I like that as well. I'm with Brandon. I would say just maybe a few more, like more often, have some pops more often, because you had them, but you know, like word economy, that kind of thing. So the story was really good. Just a few more pops, a little more often, more description, like a more funny, whacked out description. There were so many opportunities there,
right,
where you told the story, but different pops could have had just a little bit more description, a few more tags, but a wonderful story. Like Scott, I encourage you to keep doing it for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really engaged in the story. I was really listening intently, and the visuals were really good. Like I felt like I'm watching a movie almost. So it was like that kind of thing. So jokes was, I like the one with the cops giving you the pamphlet for a driving license. And I thought that one was really standout funny for me. So maybe you could play with that small town concept a little bit more, like, you know, where's those cops when I need them? And that this is kind of their whole job. Can they keep track of the 1,000 people that they've got charge of? Like it's now 998 out there. Can they just, tap the other 2, that kind of thing. Yeah, it was really nice though. The story was very, very good.
I just thought of something. I don't know if you said it, and I know you said some of it, but I feel like the town is so small, like you don't need a license and registration because cops already know. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's something funny there. It's like license and registration officer, like, no, Victoria Blair, who lives on here. I know which. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a funny thing to address, especially for people who live in small towns. That'd be a little. Like, yeah. There's a lot, but I just thought of that too. But yeah, good story and great feedback, everybody. Let's go with Brandon, and then we'll go Deb, and then Marco. So Brandon, what do you got going on? What do you wanna do?
Well, I've got a little bit of some stuff I want to work on, a little bit, some jokes. So
Yeah, awesome. When you're ready.
All right, let's go for it. All right. So some people who know me know over the last year I've lost 100 pounds. It's been a crazy journey, but the hardest thing is when you lose 100 pounds, one thing you learn, you have to rewrite some of your jokes because some of your jokes just don't work as well when you're skinny. I used to have this great one that I would start off with. I'd get up on stage and I'd have, be like, yes, this is exactly what Thor would look like if he had a spoon instead of a hammer. Now it's a crack pipe instead of a hammer because something happened. So yeah, the jokes just don't work as well when you're skinny. So you have to rewrite some jokes. Couple of other things I learned: you can't outrun ugly. It doesn't work. The fat goes away, but the ugly doesn't. And once you lose weight, everyone asks you why. Everyone's always like, "Why'd you lose the weight?" Or "How'd you do it?" and all that. And everyone's always got their reasons. Health. Money, crack. I mean, there's always something. For me, it's a little more embarrassing. For me, it was I pulled a muscle wipe in my own ass. Yeah, it was one of those things. I mean, you got to picture this. You're on the toilet, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh, that back just throws out, and you're like, I used to be a runner. I used to run marathons, and I just pulled a muscle wipe in my ass. Something's got to change. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, of course, because I have time to think now because I can't move. I was like, what do I do? I was like, I could ask the wife for help, but I'm pretty sure that's not in the marriage vows. Pretty sure there's nothing in there that says I'll wipe your ass when you get too fat to do it yourself. So I thought better than to ask her because I figured if I did, she'd be like, here, you can wipe hers with the divorce papers. So at that time, I decided just to take a shower. But I figured, I thought about this. I'm like, I can't take a shower every time I poop because I'm fat. I poop a lot. So I bought a bidet because I figured that was the next best thing. But I'm cheap. So I got a cheap bidet and it didn't have a dryer on it. So now I've got this like wet, swampy situation going on back there. I tried a hair dryer, but have you ever tried hair dryer yoga to try to dry things? Burnt taint, it's not a good smell. It's really not. It's really not a good smell. So that didn't work out so well. So I just decided just to go without drying. But now all of a sudden I have this like what I call swamp ass, and this little wet spot. And you'd have to try and explain to people why you have a wet spot. Your first question is, why are you looking at my ass? Because I'm an old white dude. There's no ass there to look at. But I didn't want to explain it to people, so I just started running away. And that's really how I lost the weight. I just started running, so I didn't have to explain to people why I had a wet butt. I will tell you one thing, though. When you start getting used to that bidet, because the bidets are amazing, people look at you funny when you go into a public restroom carrying a super soaker. Very weird thing. And if you try using the dryer in there, their dryers suck. I mean, if you try to stand on your head to get it, you just can't get the right angle. People look at you funny while you're doing it. Public restrooms are not the place to do that. Yeah, that's really all I got. That's all I had to work on.
I was writing a good job. I was writing a dumb dad joke, so I'll say it now before I forget. I was like, I'm talking about like bidets, but you can use them at night too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know it's dumb. I was talking the other day about like how do you ever apologize for like your material? I'm like, no, I like if I say something edgy, I won't apologize. If I say something like fucking cheesy, I'm like, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I feel like I didn't write too much, but I wrote a couple of things. Pulled a muscle. I feel like either you should give examples of worse ways or not as worse ways to pull a muscle. You know what I mean? Like it's not like because I feel like you kind of stretch that joke a bit more. I love the Thor joke, by the way. I want to make sure that I said that. When you said too cheap to buy a bidet, I'm just picturing you with a water fountain. Like
for a sprinkler. A sprinkler. Yeah.
Get a sprinkler, just touch sprinkler. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's funny too as a visual. Yeah, I just like the idea of like a water fountain. Like you go to like some sort of like elementary, just stick your ass on that fountain. It's graphic, but it's a visual that makes me laugh.
It is. Well, see, and usually if I do this one on stage, I've been working on it a little bit on stage too. I will actually like act out some of it. Like when I talk about, using the hair dryer, I put my leg like up. In fact, Kevin got so pissed at me once because he was hosting and I put my foot up and I kicked the bucket that he was using to wipe down the mic and just threw it all over the stage. But yeah, so usually I'll like do a couple act outs when I do it. But Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Does it? How do they respond? Because I like it's literally Twilight humor. Like how does
Yeah,
the
really.
audience? I feel like because it's not. I've heard like more graphic. It's not a gross joke to me, but like,
Yeah.
does the actors kind of like elicit that response or?
It does. They seem to really like it. And actually, what's really funny is I did it on one of the shows, and I've only done it once. I actually have a little squirt gun that I had in my pocket. So when I went to leave the stage, I'm like, well, I got to go take care of business, and I pull the squirt gun out and walk off the stage.
Oh, that's
So,
funny.
but so I mean, I kind of, it is a throwback to that joke, later on. But yeah.
That's a great callback to end on too. I love
Yeah.
that. All right. Well, that's my feedback. Good stuff. Anybody else?
In it, you said like, why did you get skinny? And you mentioned crack, right? And then I thought you could just add like, I wish it was crack,
Yeah.
But the real reason is that I tore wiping my ass.
It was crack
And,
related.
Wrong track.
And I love this. My favorite joke is the wiping your ass with the divorce papers. That's my. I heard it like so many times before, but I like it.
Yeah.
And using the hair dryer, but you would have to like squat over it as well, right?
Kind
Like,
of, or if you have the one that just kind of
I think you could like maybe go into that like just a little bit because it'd be funny anyways. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I have to say. It was really good.
Thank you.
I liked it as well. I also zeroed in on the same image of the hair dryer, and I thought for sure you were gonna go with like something about electrocution. How you knew a guy that tried that, but he got electrocuted.
See, like I said, that one I do the act out where I'll like kick my leg up and like act like I'm like moving the hair dryer down to like blow out my balls kind of thing, and that's like usually when I'll say what burnt taint smells like. So, in fact, last time I did it in Tacoma, I said it smells like Tacoma in the summer. But so,
you're a heel. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it kind of, I don't know why, I just thought of those, olden days Roman toilet concept where kind of they had a shared thing and a shared brush as well going around. And it was like when you're stuck and got a muscle pull, you're thinking, couldn't we just stay with those systems? Why did we have to progress to private stalls and stuff like that? And yeah.
That might be a good one to go on. Yeah.
Came to my mind. Yeah. That's all. That was nice.
Also, if you pull that muscle, like, what's the physiotherapy on that? Like, what fucking exercises do you have?
No, I wasn't going to physical therapy. I'm not going to explain that one to the doctor. They already told me I was too fat and needed to lose weight. So,
like, honey, you don't understand. It's for my muscles. It's not.
Actually, I thought about going into because I did go get a physical. I got a physical after I lost about 70 pounds. And when I went in to get the physical, the doctor's like, "What finally made you do it?" And I'm like, "I'm not telling you."
I'm sorry. Like, I don't know if you're comfortable with that idea. I just thought the idea of like a legit medical strap on, because like to like massage your muscles. You have to get your wife to like fuck you.
Maybe the doctor's like, do it yourself. Like, I'm not.
It's a great story. Like, it's a great story to premise. I mean, it's true. It's fucking funny. I mean, not. I mean, it must have been unfortunate, but it's hilarious for us.
All right, those are the best stories.
Yeah, no, dude, I get it. I thought that pretending for a reason, guys. Good job again, Brandon, and amazing feedback, everybody. We'll do. It was Deb next. That's right. Deb, whenever you're ready, just let me know, and I'll put the timer on.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Cool. So I am having a little bit of a problem nowadays in my life, which I'm looking to address, and that's that I can't stand movies nowadays, and that's just not normal. I realize. I really try to motivate myself. I even look for inspiration outside. So I think of things like Thomas Edison tried this light bulb thing 1,000 times before he finally got it, and I can see flaws with that right away. I mean, he must have switched it on, and then because candle lights are really dim, he would have realized that his house is in such a mess that he would quickly switch it off and go tidy it up a little bit, and then try it again. Didn't work, just he kind of got in a cycle of cleaning his house, I'm pretty sure. And that's what people don't tell you. Also, there is this other story of this spider going up and down the spider web that a king saw and got more inspired to go fight his war again and things. And I'm like, talk about being in the right place at the right time. All the spiders are going, that's kind of what we generally do. We go up and down things. That's our thing. What are people on about? Like, making a legend out of this one spider that did the thing that we all always do. And I'm with them. Like, I tried various types of movies with suspense movies, for example. How can you always just tell who's going to get killed next? Like, isn't it one of those minor characters that's got no real connection with anybody? They wander off, by virtue of having no real connection with anybody else in that movie. And they usually crack a dumb joke before they go. And I'm like, haha, nobody can save you now anymore. You've done yourself in. What would be interesting if is one of the main characters died off in the first scene. I'd be like, whoa, what just happened there? That would be a real twist. Yeah, wishful thinking, that never happens. So I tried horror, like, okay, guys, jump scare me, do something. But what I came away with was a life lesson, how to spot a ghost. I used to think it would be like those dark looks and the fact that they have these neck jerks. They're like really wanting to go all the 360 degrees, but waiting for the right moment. Usually the things that give away a ghost, but that's not the thing. Apparently, you should look for the missing shadow. Now, with my attention span, I could be living with a ghost for all my life and I'd never know. I would be wondering why they sit in one spot all day and all night and give me dark looks. But that's it. I would not check on their shadow unless I came up with this life lesson. Now I would. And then the last but not the least, like romance. Oh my God, don't get me started. The girl always wakes up fully made up, like hair and makeup done to perfection. And the best match that they could ever run into just comes out of the woodworks. Like they were probably watering their lawn or something. And they just come up there. And this girl is like, oh, who are you? I hate you just because. Like, they're kind of always so clueless. I'm like, are you Snow White? Literally need 7 doors to tell you the next steps. And Prince Charming comes along. Do your thing, do something distressful so you can get saved or something and get the story going real quick. But no, they waste 2 hours of my life catching up on the obvious. And all the time I'm thinking, wouldn't it be hilarious if on the wedding day, in the last scene of the movie, people just find out that Prince Charming doesn't have a shadow? But by then they'd be like, you could do worse, just get on with it, whatever. That's all I got. Thank you.
Oh man.
Thank you.
Good stuff. I like your personality. Like it just it's funny because it's like you're not cynical, but you're just kind of direct. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I enjoy it. It's great for
Awesome.
comedy.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
So first, okay. Well, I mean, first thing I wrote was what about movies, and then I realized you went into why you don't like movies. So you're talking about Thomas Edison, and I thought it was funny because they're talking about the whole lights off, messy room, and I thought it'd be a funny concept if people turn off the lights as a way to escape reality. Like, oh, look at this fucking mess. Oh, much better.
Yeah.
It was like alcoholism, but with lights. You're talking about spiders. I feel like there's an opportunity to make jokes, like compare spiders to people. Like this is a rough example. I'm not going to say to do this, but people are like spiders. Like we like to trap people. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of whatever reasons. But I feel like there's opportunity for that. You're talking about the main character needs to die, and they do that. It's called Game of Thrones. Like that.
Yeah.
You went from one opposite to the next, predictable deaths to you don't want them to die deaths. I wrote I love the idea of being a ghost, being so frustrated trying to haunt you because your AD is so bad. Like it's like, hey, the walls are bleeding. Who put the blinds down? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's a funny premise. Just being a ghost, being frustrated trying to haunt you, and you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
I can't scare her. She just doesn't pay attention.
Yeah.
So
I'll build on that.
that's all I got. But yeah, it's really funny stuff.
Thank you.
I really like the scary stuff, and like I thought you could maybe like say that like of course the character that's not engaging is gonna die first, or like the actor that's no one's ever heard of, you know, he's dead within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, the extra, yeah.
And then you say that like they always die after telling a dumb joke, and you could say like that's why I'm always very careful when I tell my jokes.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
And then you said like that she should just get in distress so she could get saved. And I thought you could like, how do you get in distress? You know, maybe like a few examples. It's a really funny. I don't know, like tricking men is just, it's funny to me.
Yeah.
You bitch. Okay.
Yeah.
It really is. And then the no shadow thing, like the guy that doesn't cast a shadow, you could just be like, at least he doesn't make his own beer, so it's fine. Or like, at least he's not podcasting, or like just throwing something in there.
Yeah.
A man bun. At least he doesn't have a man bun.
Yeah, he doesn't have a man bun.
Okay.
Like he's killing people, but at least he's doing something. You're just playing video games the whole day. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. That's good. That's really nice.
But yeah, that was really good. I like that.
I actually thought your whole take on it, Scott said it wasn't cynical. I actually found it cynical, and I liked it. I totally liked it.
I was trying to be polite.
Nah, I'm indirect. I thought it was cynical, and I really liked it. I really like the part where you talked about the woman, like, and you see this all the time, where she's lying in bed and she's like totally made up in the morning. I thought you could actually talk about like her breath. How does she keep her breath fresh at the same time? I liked it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Brandon, everything to add?
No, I mean, what everyone said, I mean, I loved it. It was good. Sounded great.
Okay.
Cool,
I just thought of, I don't know what it is. I get thoughts after you guys talk. I'm like, ideas, but like you're talking about like waking up and like you're talking about, you said Snow White at one point, and I'm like, you know, I feel like there's a joke for like a woodland critters type thing. Like if a bunch of birds and fucking squirrels and that, like something is wrong. Like this person's a hoarder. You know what I mean? Like there's a joke there in itself. But yeah, good stuff. Let's take it to Marco.
Hey.
All right.
So this is something I've been working on for a little while. It's about it's a little disjointed, but if you tell me what you like or like less, that's all I'm looking for. So this is all about birds. So they say that birds of a feather flock together, and this may well explain why there are so many racist birds. With the lack of diversity and all that. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, unless that bird has bird flu. The early bird gets the worm, but not the worm at the bottom of the bottle of mezcal. In that case, the bird that paces his drinking gets the worm. I saw a bald eagle the other day, but it was so awkward because the eagle wasn't completely bald. It still had some hair over the ears with a cheap comb over. He looked like he was coming out of a massage parlor. Ever see a bald eagle fly in slow motion? It looks like such hard work. I'm so lazy that if I had wings, I'd still take an Uber. And finally, my wife, Carmi, is Italian, and she comes from a family where food is love, but not just for me, for every creature alive. A few months back, she started to feed the birds in our backyard. And a couple of weeks ago, that I noticed that all of them have started gaining weight because now their little bird bellies are so big that they hang over the railing. And then I realized what was happening. I came back early one afternoon and I saw that all of our leftovers were on the back balcony, cut up into teeny tiny little portions. The birds were feasting on last night's eggplant parmesan. But not only that, she left them olives and wine, and now they've fallen in love with my wife. They even wrote her a poem that I thankfully intercepted, and I will share with you now. Roses are red, violets are blue. We've tasted your food, and we love you. We also appreciate the bird bath you made. Old puddles we used, so major upgrade. But some of us birds have been peeking through the glass. Your husband is lazy. He sits on his ass. He drinks and writes jokes, this guy that you wed. We've discussed that as a group. He'd be better off dead. But if we're going to do this, it must be done right. You'll get him liquored up and throw him out for the night. And the second that lowlife's feet hit the grass, we'll peck him in the neck till he bleeds, hard and fast. He'll be gone in a minute and you'll start your new life. We've nominated Rob Raven. You'll be his new wife. The rest of us can live downstairs in the cellar. We'll make oil from sunflower seeds. Business will be stellar. Just give us a sign and the deed will be done. It'll sting the first day, but we'll be there for you, hon. We'll start a new species. You can still be the master. A bird-human family living happily ever after. That's what I got. Birds.
Great job. For some reason, I want you to write a Dr. Seuss book now. So the first thing I wanted to address, nothing to do with your set, but like the moment you sit here and talk about birds, I noticed like Victoria's cat just chimed in.
She was interested.
Yeah, I see that. I was like, that's fucking funny. So I wrote a few things. The early bird gets. You said like the early bird gets the worm. For a possible tag I put down, and should probably get that checked.
Okay,
I think of worms. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I like that.
You're talking about how like you're lazy. Okay, first of all, are you in are you in the U.S. or Canada?
Montreal, Canada.
Okay. So I'm trying to think. So like I'm so lazy. If I was a bird, I'd order breadcrumbs through Uber. You know what I mean? Like Uber Eats.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
that. There's a joke there. I feel like. After your poem, I feel like you should say like quote the Raven.
Okay. Yeah. Quote the Raven. Yeah.
Because I was thinking like because it got a little dark. Like this is like very poish and like birds, Raven, and then boom. But yeah, it was really good, man. I really enjoyed it. Good stuff.
Merci.
I really liked it too. I like the joke. If I had wings, I would still catch an Uber. And I really like the poem. And you make your wife sound so lovely. You know, I don't know. It's really coming across that like she's like amazing. She makes little portions for birds and everything.
Refreshing too, by the way, for comics that make their wives sound like pleasant.
Yeah, it really is. You're not like I hate her. I wish she was dead.
No. We're still newlyweds. Just 20 years.
But yeah, I don't think I have anything to add. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I really love the poem. I do agree with Scott. You should have gone with the poem. Maybe like ended it with a forevermore or something. So anybody who's a nerd like me who would have understood that that's from Raven. Yeah. So no, it was great. I mean, I love the kind of little quick one-liners in the beginning. They were great. Just kind of kept you, wondering. I mean, the mezcal, all of that. We've all eaten the worm, right? Or is that just me? Yeah, so no, I loved it. It was good.
Yeah, I really liked the poem as well. And I was thinking if it could be a bit of a back and forth, like a rebut from you as well in some instances. See if you could probably chop it down a little bit, and then it gets more and more aggressive. Starts a little bit mild and then gets more and more aggressive, but you get your say in as well. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. Thank you.
Cool,
Great.
thank you.
Great feedback as well as great set. So everybody, thank you so much. This is the part of the show, or yeah, I guess we'll call it a show, workshop, whatever. I don't know, where we do the shameless self-promoting aspect of it. I will go last, so we'll go start with Marco first. Marco, also quick thing, guys. I put the picture of Instagram. I did a screenshot. I want to tag everybody, but I don't know everybody's Instagram. I think I got Brandon. I got Victoria's. I don't have Marco's or Deb's. If you have Instagram, I can tag you for the picture. But we'll go. Speaking of which, what do you got promotion wise, or Marco?
Promotion wise, we're still in lockdown in here in Montreal. So hopefully in another few weeks, I could do the Comedy Nest or the Comedy Showcase here in Montreal, or do some real live performing. Yep. In the meantime, I'm real happy to continue doing this because this is great fun. So thanks, Scott.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have social media at all?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram, but I'll send you the link. I don't even know them off by heart.
Yeah, I believe you because you know your Facebook password. So why would you know your Instagram?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, no problem. Let's get you up the solo. Boom. Okay, Deb. Glad that you were here for your first time. Hope you had a good time. What do you got for to share with us?
I don't really have any online plugs. I am based in Sydney, and this is a really new thing for me. So I would be doing a couple of live ones.
Okay.
But nothing really to plug at the moment.
No
Maybe
worries.
in future. Yeah.
You don't have an Instagram or anything?
I am. I'll send you my handle.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And let's go with Brandon. What's going on in the world of Brandon?
Well, here in Washington, they actually opened some things up. So we've got some stuff. I actually produce a show out in Enumclaw, Washington, for anyone that's heard of that. First Wednesday of every month, which is kind of fun. Other than that, I'm on Instagram. It's on the Mr_B_666. And I have a couple podcasts, one called Re-Nerdish that me and a buddy have been doing for 4-something years now, that we talk about nerdy stuff. And then one I do with my my son, where we just talk about weird comedy stuff called 11 Hey Radio. So yeah, so you can find links to both of them on my Instagram.
That is so cool. You're like cool dad for sure. I mean,
yeah, we have a blast. My kid's actually my engineer. We built a studio, which is funny because I'm not in it. We have an actual sound studio upstairs but I need to fix something on the computer up there. So
fair enough. That's just so awesome. Yeah. Wish my podcast with me. Okay, that's fine. Victoria, what do you got going on?
So you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Victoria for Days. I also have like 3 online things that I will name by least offensive to most offensive. So on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. I do this podcast called Quiz Whores. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube with the hashtag Quiz Whores. It's just me and my friend Thompson. We're taking like online quizzes to find out like which Pokemon we are, or which Disney princess represents us, or which donut is our soul color. I don't know. And then on Thursdays, I have movie trivia night with Claudio. We do trivia nights with movies, as the name says. You can find us on Facebook as Victoria and Claudio's Movie Trivia Night, or on YouTube with the hashtag Movie Trivia Night. This week we're doing Spider-Man. Last week we did, actually yesterday we did Deadpool. So that was cool. And on Sunday, last one, this is the Dirty Four. It's at 8:30. It's me and 3 other very crass comedians, and we just talk about our week for 2 hours. It's better than I make it sound.
The best promotion ever. It's better than I made it sound. All right.
That's it.
You did say the secret word, Victoria.
What? Donut.
Yeah, well,
what kind of donut is it?
That's a vanilla dip.
A vanilla dip?
Here's the thing. I don't like the word dip for that because there's something in it. I feel like if it's called dip, it should have like a billing or something. Anyways, yeah. I'll promote my stuff now. I'm doing prop comedy. So I have the podcast. I'll do that first. The Comedy Workshop podcast. We air that every Friday morning on all major podcasting platforms. We actually released an episode today. It's a special episode because we do it every 10th episode. We're going to do a Q&A. This Q&A, our very first one we're doing for the podcast, was with Big Daddy Taz, who is a very, very funny touring professional comedian, as well as a advocate for mental health. And he had great advice on like the industry, comedy, joke writing, as well as like his trials and tribulations with his own mental health experiences and that. And it's always, and of course, it's entertaining. It's funny. It's Taz. If you know who Taz is, he's fucking charming and lovable as hell. I shouldn't swear when I mention his name, but anyways, it's very funny, and I would implore anybody who has some time to listen to it. It's the Comedy Workshop podcast, available on all major podcasting platforms, and I do. It sounds a lot better than high promoting it, but sorry, I couldn't resist.
That's
Also,
my joke.
Not your joke. It's your thing you said. Okay,
It's public domain.
Sorry. That was a Victoria Blair joke. Copyrighted Victoria Blair.
TM.
We also have the workshop. We have the comedy workshop every day in theory, unless something happens. But in theory, it's every day, 10 p.m. EST. We have a different host most of the times. We have different panels, different topics. Just a different vibe all the time. So it's always something for everybody, I feel like. Also, Turbo Comedy every Monday for the next 2 Mondays, because I feel like we're going to take a break. It's hard to promote something that's only like by like 4 weeks to a month. Anyways, Turbo Comedy next 2 Mondays. Comics are an opportunity to win $20 American. They have 1 hour to write 3 minutes on a topic that was given to them within an hour, and then the comics give feedback on that. And there's a lot more going on. We have a lot of shit happening, but this is only like a 2-hour show, and I don't have the time. But there's always something going on in the Comedy Workshop. Also, if you want to follow us on the Comedy Workshop on Facebook, facebook.com/the Comedy Workshop, as well as facebook.com/groups, which is right now, the Comedy Workshop, and Instagram at the Comedy Workshop Podcast. Oh man, that's hard to do. I'm sorry. I feel like that was like a whole set. Anyways, I want to thank you all. It was lovely to have you all here. I hope you had fun. Uncle Deb, please come back. You're great, and yeah, you're all a treat. Victoria, great storytelling. Brandon, really liked your set. Same with you, Marcos. Sorry, I can't think of all the sets right now, but you guys are great. And looking forward to hearing more and seeing you guys again. And thank you so much. Thank you everybody who's watching. Have a wonderful night and enjoy your donuts. Take care, everybody.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.